So Kyle, I understand there's some stuff going down in the Senate this week on the marijuana file. Could you fill me in a bit?
That's right, Kelsey. So we've got another voice in the Senate saying that the Trudeau government should slow down and delay implementation of the marijuana bill. This is the Senate Aboriginal Peoples Committee was saying that Indigenous communities weren't properly consulted or adequately consulted in putting together Bill C-45, the Cannabis Legalization Act. So this is interesting because you had all of these communities, Anishinaabe, Aski, First Nations in Ontario, and groups from Nunavut saying that they weren't properly consulted, and this puts a lot of pressure on the Trudeau government now to slow down implementing legalization. Now, what actually happens is kind of yet to be seen because the Senate still has a few more weeks with the marijuana bill. So far, it seems like Trudeau is intent to keep the current timeline, but this is an interesting pressure spot, and it'll be interesting to see how this plays out in the Senate now with more voices saying, hey, you should slow down.
So what does this mean, though, for the Liberals? Because they've billed themselves as a consulting government and somebody who supports the First Nations.
Well, this is exactly it. So this is what's so interesting. It's not just the Conservatives saying, hey, you need to slow down, we don't like the bill. This is First Nations and Indigenous people saying, you said we would have a nation-to-nation relationship, and we're not seeing that in this particular bill. So this heaps a lot of pressure on the Liberals. Now, what they do with it, whether this actually becomes a problem for them, that's kind of yet to be seen. Trudeau's line was, this is a process, not an event. So we'll see kind of what happens, how they kind of decide to, if they change their approach at all in the next coming months.
Definitely something to watch.
Absolutely.